Hello everyone. Welcome back to Story Time with Mimansa. Let's get into the story. So it's continuation of King Parikshit. To recap, in the last story, King Parikshit was cursed by a son of a rishi. So let's see what happens now. So the story today is titled as On the Banks of Sacred River Ganga. So, as you all know that the rishi had gone to King Parikshit to inform him that, oh, great king, as my son has cursed you, you will die in 1 week. And the intent behind informing King Parikshit was that so that he can start preparing to welcome his death, so he can do whatever penance or whatever he wanted to do and purify himself before he died so that he could go to heaven. So, King Parikshit was not unhappy at all. He was not annoyed at the curse or anything. Instead, he thought that, yeah, this was a very befitting curse for the kind of action he had done of putting a dead snake on the rishi's neck. So he thought that he deserved it, and he did not spend a second weeping or pleading that please save me from this. He was like, okay, in 1 week I have to die. I have 7 days, so let me just prepare for it. So he decided to fast until his death, and he was going to do a penance with his thoughts only and only devoted to the Lord. And while he was on the banks of river Ganga, many great rishis came to his side when he was sitting on the banks of Ganga. Great rishis like Rishi Atri, Vasishtha, Shradwan, Brigu, Angiras, Parashar, Vishwamitra, the son of Gadi, Parshurama, the son of Jamadagni, Vyasa, accompanied by Narada. Looking at all these great men, King Parikshit was so delighted and so grateful. He was thrilled beyond words. He received them all with great excitement and joy. He spoke to them humbly after honoring them. And you know what he said? He said, without a doubt, mine is a great good fortune. What good actions have I performed in my previous birth that you should all have deigned to visit me altogether? Now that you have come, please bless me, who has decided on fasting until the death. And he said, the Brahmin boy who has cursed me has in reality been my benefactor, since he has made me reach out for the next world in the presence of great men like you. I have renounced the world, he said, and I am ready to meet death, which is imminent, meaning coming soon. I have but one request. Please let my ears drink in the praises of the Lord during the 7 days which must pass before I reach him. So he wanted to spend all the 7 days thinking of the Lord, and he was asking now these great rishis to tell him about Lord so that he could listen only and only things that were related to God. The rishis then said, descendant as you are of Pandavas, all the Pandava prince who renounced the world when Krishna died, it is not surprising that you should follow in their footsteps. Your decision is laudable. So all the rishis appreciated King Parikshit for his decision and said that, of course, your action is not surprising at all, because you belong to a dynasty of the Pandava princes who ruled the kingdom and then left when Lord Krishna left this earth. So it is very befitting and it is much appreciated. So in response to the rishis, the king said, I have but one question to ask you. What is the course of action to be adopted by a man who is at the point of death, so that he can be assured of becoming sinless? The rishis pondered on the question. They thought a little bit, and then they said, some of them spoke of yaga, others spoke of yoga. Some thought that tapas, penance, was the best course, and others thought dana means giving, donating whatever one possessed was the best course. So there were 4 different ways, but no one could say anything definite. All of these paths, all the 4 paths seemed plausible, but the king was fighting against time. He only had 7 days to do all of these. So as for donating dan, he had already done so much in his life. So, and he had already given away whatever he had and went for tapas. So he already did that. Then tapas was actually out of question because he only had 7 days to do anything, and tapas would take a lot longer. It's like years and years of penance. So that was out of question. Now yaga also had been abandoned, and for the same reason that there was no time, and same as yoga was also abandoned. So now what to do? How should he make good use of the 7 days? What should he do in the 7 days? Do you guys have any ideas for King Parikshit? What should he do? I'll tell you what he did. So, while the rishis and King Parikshit were discussing about what to do, Shuka, the young son of sage Vyasa, came over there. He was glowing like a heap of gold. And when he appeared, he was in his own glory, all shining and glittery. This was indeed a great event. The rishis stood up as one man and honored Shuka. Parikshit fell at his feet, and with tears in his eyes, he said, I am so fortunate, so very fortunate. The Lord who protected me when I was in my mother's womb is still thinking of my good. Or else, how could it happen that the great Shuka Brahma should grace the spot where a sinful man like me stands? When great souls like you visit our sinful abodes, you sanctify them so much that even we become as pure and good as sadhus, worthy of worship. So just being in company of great men who are great souls, who have done so much penance, they're almost godly, they've realized it, and they're living that way. Just being in their presence purifies you. You also try to identify that in presence of some people you might feel that utter peace and you just feel joyous for no reason, but in presence of some people you start feeling negative even if they haven't done anything negative to you. It's all because of the kind of energy they radiate. So try observing that and let me know. I look forward to listening to your experiences. Okay, so let's continue with the story. So Parikshit was just super happy, and he was ecstatic that the Rishi Shuka, the son of Vyasa, had come to see him. So he then asked Rishi Shuka that, what do you advise me to do? What is the right path to be pursued by a man whose death is very near? Please tell me, my lord, what should I do now to reach the feet of Lord Narayana? Shukra blessed him. He was seated, and after him all the many rishis. Shukra said, I have come to you for the sole purpose of telling you about the glory of Lord Narayana, which is the only recital worth hearing. My revered father has composed the Bhagvat Purana, and I learned it from him. I will tell you the story of the Lord and make these 7 days the most glorious days of your life. This story will help you, and not only you, but all the men who will be born hereafter. So if you guys know about the concept of Bhagavad Sapta, This is where it is derived from, because King Parikshit spent 7 days listening to only stories of Lord Narayana. So that's where Bhagavad Sapta. Sapta means 1 week, 7 days. That's where this has come from. Consider the life of ordinary men on the earth. They are caught in the web of bondage, attachment to their home, their children, and their belongings. They are ignorant of the science of self realization. There are so many things to be learned by man during his short stay in this world. Yet, what does he do? Half of his life is lost in sleep. As for the other half, childhood and youth steal away most of it. Man becomes involved in worldly pleasures and the pain resulting from it. Attachment. Man never pauses to think of the truth that death is awaiting him. Every day he sees death around him, yet he will never consider himself to be a mortal. He thinks he is immortal and cannot die. He will never reckon the quick passage of time which carries him nearer and nearer to death every moment. And so, for one who desires mukti, meaning liberation from the world of bondage, there is one easy path available, and that is thinking of the Lord at the end of one's life. Even the rishis who have realized the Brahman delight in singing the praises of the Lord. There is no need to regret the number of years wasted in thinking of things other than Him. Even a muhurata is enough to tide you over if you are sincere enough. I think muhurata is just 1 hour. So even if you have 1 hour, it's enough. If you have 1 hour of your life and if you devote it to Lord, that's enough to tide you over all your sins committed all over the life. Then he goes on to say, there was a king, Khatwanga by name. He came to know that he had just 1 muhurata more to live. This was when he was in the heavens with devas. Khatwanga at once renounced the heavens and rushed to the earth. He sat in meditation for that 1 muhurat and reached the feet of the Lord. You, my dear Parikshit, have 7 whole days to spend in this very pleasant task, thinking of the Lord. I will help you to concentrate on Him. So this was today's story. So it is more like a dialogue between King Parikshit and all the rishis. And we are now slowly entering into the all actual stories that were told to King Parikshit in Bhagavad Sapta. And now these stories are very, very interesting. These are the ones that everyone looks forward to. So there's one more story after this, which is like a narration, but after that, actual stories start. So keep looking forward to it. And to quickly summarize the learnings from today's lesson or today's story is that just look at King Parikshit. He was told that he's going to die in 1 week. He did not waste any of his time. He did not even waste a second lamenting it or trying to fight it, and he graciously accepted his death. Why could he do that? Because he had the real knowledge that this world that we live in is not permanent. We come here, utilize the things that Lord has given us. The Mother Earth is providing, Mother Nature is providing to us. We use it, then we go. So what do you have to learn? Just be as detached as Him. Nothing should be able to cause you pain. That's the only thing that I want you to remember from this story. If there's anything else that you pointed out or you liked, then please write it down below in the comment box. I look forward to it. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Until then, take care.